I apologize. That was literally all luck sacked off the top except the Ancilla. I went muted for a second to tell the audience that you were referencing the card. You were thinking because of literally the card I had in my hand. And I was also going to say like but I don't have any other vote cards. And then I played the Black Forest base, and it was the Cold War followed by another Cold War.
Yeah, well,
sorry,
it happens. Yeah, no, that was the vote that was going to get me, but I'm like, I had the 4 down anyway, so you could do 10 if already, right? If you had it, so it didn't matter. Yeah, so it was, Cold War is great because if those were KRCs, you would have self-ousted to do that, and we would have tied. So
also denying locations is great.
Yeah, it is. Curious.
I was sure I was dead. I'm so surprised, Hines, that you did not have the any bounds, anything. You're muted, by the way. Wait.
I need to.
Yeah, you're still muted because I don't hear you.
No, I don't hear him, but he's not muted.
He might have.
Is there a mute on the mic?
There might be. Does it have a button on the cable?
Here.
Maybe. Does your headphones have a mute button or something?
It does. They do.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, come on. So I was saying that I just drew 1 bounce card in the entire game. Bad luck.
Yeah.
But what's your defense against bleeds, Carl?
Visions. I've got enough obfuscate on the 7s and 8 caps that I can. That's why the Metro is there. Unlock, be able to visions to reduce bleeds.
And even Antonio Veradas as well. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Who has the great unlock special built in. Yeah, and then Streck, and then the other guy who's Lord something Wiltshire, who's not. What's his
Lord
name?
Ephraim.
Lord Aaron Wesley Wiltshire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who's not in the tournament-winning deck archive, by the way. So yeah, that's a 20-year-old vamp that isn't in the TWDA. But yeah, he's got the one thing I need, which is he's got a little black box, so he can play visions.
Now he'll have the chance to.
Yeah, now I have the chance.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just drew my mind numbs all wrong. So I drew the mind numb off the discard. If it comes 1 card earlier, I mind numb and know that I get another turn for sure, because you can't oust me with 2 guys. Steve. Yeah. And then so that was just some rotten. But I thought it went well. But Jan, you should have rushed me with this guy. That's a stealth rush. Then you could have played the forced march. You could have wiped this guy out.
Yeah.
Then rushed somebody else. You could have gotten 1 off the board for sure. And then Hines.
If I would have played the stealth rush.
If you would have used the stealth rush from hunting the quarry, then you could have forced march.
There was stealth on hunting. Yeah, I didn't remember.
Yeah, so that's sitting there, and then that's
not a good play.
Yeah, that would have given you the ability to do that freak drive, and you could have rushed me again or done whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't remember.
Then Hines would. I wouldn't have gotten him.
It is.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It is Jan's fault.
It's Jan's fault.
Yes, it is.
Okay, now.
It's absolutely. It's my fault for playing Enkidu and for
Yeah, just so we're clear.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the heads up, Carl.
That reminds me of when my
I
old
wasn't
boss
going to
used
tell you during the game, Jan. Like, I needed to live.
That gives me
Yeah, no,
flashbacks to when my old boss used to say, like, "Oh, it's nobody's fault, but we need to figure out who's responsible for it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can blame Jan Hines. That's where it's at.
it's okay. Just put all
Yeah,
blame on.
I found the excuse, the correct excuse for that. Yeah.
But anyway, I feel like playing Enkidu Rush is quite difficult to
But
get it off properly.
is it supposed to be Enkidu multi-rush?
No, it's more like I had another Smiling Jack in hand, and more like trying to do a bit of rushing, unlock, and stand to be able to defend. So not
I see.
stopping everybody.
Hence your lack of wakes, because you couldn't wake or unlock.
Yeah,
during
exactly. And
Steve's turn.
also my card draw was a bit bad. I had like 8 Zillas in it, and I started to draw all of them too late, and then my hand jammed.
You know, there is the card cannot be used in this format. It's Death of My Conscience.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that might get reprinted by BCP at some point.
I don't feel like that's happening for a while.
Like,
yeah, that's very unlikely.
But
yeah.
that make you
Rage
get rid of all the Zillas Valley you do not need any longer.
Yeah, but Rage should have helped with that too, right? Like
a little bit.
It did help.
Yes, sure.
It did help, but
yeah, but I mean, Death is like, oh, I got 5 Zillas in my hand at this point. Let's just get rid of them.
Yeah.
And my hand damage is gonna be increased.
Yeah.
I think
by
that
lots.
would be very nice to be a reprint.
Yeah, but I think that card should get a discount if it gets reprinted.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good. I've always felt like this is one of those cards where like it's actually sort of like early Bruges. This was very, very good. You would have a lot of stuff stuffed up in your hand, and this would give you good cycle along with a good boost in combat. I think as cards have progressed, Death is a little less good at 3. I don't know.
It's 2, right?
It's 3. No, it's 3. It costs 3 to play. Has to be 5 or greater. And you don't replace it. So.
Yeah, but you replace it after
combat. Yeah.
So.
I feel like there are a few cards which are a bit overpriced. King of the Mountain sounds very interesting too.
Oh, King of the Mountain.
2 is a bit steep.
Yeah, but 1 is a little too little, right? It's in that.
Yeah, that needs a 1.5 cost.
Yeah.
That we don't have. But I mean, Vincent, who's not playing with us this week, I mean, he's played that in some. I think he's got that in his Enkidu deck. I recall one of his tournament-winning decks having King of the Mountain in it, so I think it's probably Enkidu.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why that would happen. There are situations where like it might come up, but it's the number of cascading things that need to be happening. It has to be a melee weapon. It has to be at close range, obviously. Then,
yeah, I think it would be good if it would cost 1, and superior would be burn additional blood, so you could use a prevent.
Yeah, Enkidu having inferior fortitude is his big weakness.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, thankfully he has inferior fortitude.
If I remember correctly, it had superior fortitude in its first incarnation during the playtest.
Wow. Oof. That would have been crazy. Oh my god. He would have been way more lethal. He's already pretty lethal. And that was what? That was pre Forced March as well, right?
Yeah, right.
So that would have just been even more like, yeah, all the thumbs up.
There's a reason that playtest occurs. You
Yeah.
can rein some of these vampires in.
Is there a likelihood that we see like stuff that is that kind of single card power level from BCP in the future? They're like, have you guys come up with sort of a guiding star system for what's within and outside of the boundaries, or is that still kind of being tweaked as you go?
As for star vampires, you
Yeah,
mean...
having really like too much stuff, almost too much stuff, star vampires.
There are some in V5 that have not been printed yet. And, well, some 11 or 10 caps that are worshipped as gods. And by
There's
other
one printed
vampires,
even.
Sorry? Which?
There is one printed even.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, Mithras,
yeah.
for example. Yeah, but there are others mentioned in the booths, such as Enkidu or Kemetiri, and probably others.
So Enkidu could get it into V5.
Maybe
As
not this
gangrel,
Enkidu, but
ironically.
As a gangrel. Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
that would be.
Could. It's in one of the books. I don't remember its name right now, but yeah, it's one.
Okay, so the door's not shut on that idea at this point. Is really the key. Okay.
Wow, that Enkidu would have to be completely different, because if you think about Gangrel thinging up Enkidu to bring out, like, I have little Gangrel that just get me going, and then like all of a sudden I thing out this 11 cap, and he's like, "Whoa!"
Well, it would fit the warship.
Yeah,
it would.
I do not. What I do not know is whether Enkidu would be an anarch, a Sabbat, an independent vampire. I don't know, but yeah.
It feels like probably independent, but
yeah, it would depend on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I read that.
Right? Oh, sorry, that's not in V5.
Yeah, but Enkidu in V5 would be fun. A different incarnation of Enkidu.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Queen Anne, like, her Group 6 version's really good. No one's really doing much with that yet. I feel like there are some vampires that I would, in V5 that I think about running, like Araja. Like, my Araja deck, or my Power and Voice deck is not V5, so I have Dark Selena in it, so I don't run 5 copies of Araja. But if I were doing a V5 only, like, that vampire is so good. You want to make sure that you have her. That's a 5 copy vampire. That's a star. +1 bleed and unlock, even if the vote fails. Like, just, does things.
At a different level, there's Agnieszka, the one ending combat as a default strike.
That's very strong.
Has superior fortitude, so can freak drive all day long.
Yeah, high caps should be really worth the cost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise... Yeah, the survivability of Agnieszka is wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, with a bonus bleed on there, just because you got to be there, right? It's got to be there.
Yeah, I had to really look at that book again with vampire cults.
I think it'd be cool.
Like
Also, Sarlot in V5 would be nice, but
he's dead, isn't he?
No.
He's dead, isn't he?
I think he is.
No, he.
I'm not sure.
Didn't
I'm
he?
not sure he's mentioned
Didn't he
anywhere.
overtake Tremere?
Can anybody really overtake Tremere? Isn't Tremere just everybody?
No, Tremere overtook then Goratrix, I think. Something. Like
Yes. Yeah. We played that when we played the Transylvania Chronicles.
So what you're saying is I can just that all those cards should be advanced versions of each other, but they can all advance in any order?
By the way, speaking of storyline, will the upcoming sets also have storyline rules or cards in it?
You mean the Brazil and New York sets?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not sure about that yet.
Ooh.
Not sure.
Is there an open box for suggestions for that?
Always.
Okay.
Because we're open to feedback as.
I did like the idea of Fall of London, like offering something different, like just whether people try it out or not, different story, but just saying, okay, you can just take this new product and have a fun game, which is not your usual game. I like the idea.
Yeah, I deeply miss storyline tournaments. I did not get to play in enough of them as they were happening, either because I was having playgroup problems or like just basically was the person running it and not getting a chance to sit because of seating, because of numbers. But some of those were lots of fun, just good concepts all around. And so I'd love to get to see more of that, especially if you guys are going to do these like kind of once annually named sets for a region, or like close to annually. I think that would be a really cool thing, and another one of the nice things to like remind people, this game isn't the other games that you play. This game, when it does something like that, it's really turning into the flavor. Like Magic does this in a really boring way. Every set will have some sort of thematic thing that's just some iteration of make tokens for something or gain life for something. It doesn't feel like it changes or adds anything to the game. Whereas I don't feel like in a storyline tournament, it ever hasn't seemed like there isn't something else you're playing against that you have to think about. Like even something as simple as that timer in the Fall of London storyline changed the way people thought about playing the game.
Like in that Nurgle storyline where everybody played against the Nurgle deck.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that one very much.
Yeah. So I don't know that I'm going to come up with a suggestion, but hopefully before those sets come out with enough advance notice, somebody can push some suggestions about storylines, especially people in the regions associated with them that might be very passionate and might have really good ideas that are podcast adjacent.
The New York, it's New York, right? There should be a book or game.
There's a game, yeah, Coterie. This is based on Coteries, right? So we're going to see some of the people from that, potentially.
Yeah.
UB is so sure. But yeah, that
you'll see redacted and redacted and redacted from that.
Yeah.
There's one card we could show since we got it from Henrik.
We are not allowed until next week, and by the time people see this, they won't even know that it's next week. In fact, that's the weird part of the lack of release schedule for these videos is I don't know when they're getting posted.
Well, we could record it now, and
I can't even make this even better because today, as of the 7th of December, a new block card will be previewed by VTES.
Ooh, nice.
So, in
Are they the ones who stole my
hour,
other Salubri card?
We got 2 Salubri cards to reveal.
I should have gotten all of them. I've been.
So let me guess. Know that the list is already available. The deck lists are already available on our website. So let me guess. It's Aura of Tranquility or Tranquility Aura. I don't remember.
Tranquility Shield.
Tranquility Shield. Yeah. And is it that one?
Yep, that is one of the 2 that we got.
Second one
I
too.
guessed correctly. First attempt.
What's the second card?
The second card.
This one's going to be harder. It's one of the new crypt cards. I'll give you that it's one of the 2 new crypt cards.
Yeah. The lady. Because I know who's spoiling the guy.
Okay.
Who the guy is going to be spoiled by the person portrayed as Barakiel.
Okay. So I need to go see them. I need to go see them, and I need to beat them until they give me the right to present it. And I need the full list. I need everybody else who's getting Salubri cards. These are my cards to preview. Damn it.
So the guy on the card is one of the creators of VTES decks.
Okay. Cool. Very cool.
It will be previewed there, at some point.
I am excited for whatever Righteous Blade is going to be. Also, I hope it's good.
A Salubri card is going to be previewed.
Oh, okay. So just all the taunting me. Got it.
You were asking for it though.
I was. So a lot of new cards though in these new bloods. Like I'm really impressed. And
we really wanted to provide those decks with a different strategical approach. We needed to create quite a few new cards.
And there's some fun cards coming back with it as well. Like really excited for Sight Beyond Sight and Vast Wealth.
Assault Rifle, AK-47.
I've only looked at the Salubri one, so I don't know what everybody else is going
to. The Ravnos one, Dogged Pursuit got previewed at the EC, but folks should note that there's a text update between the EC version and the version that's on Black Chantry.
Interesting.
And that's kind of important considering how the card works.
Because it was a wake card previously.
Yes. Yeah.
The one previewed was that was a wake card, and now it's an unlock card.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good improvement.
Well, it meant you could wake cross table and stack and put the superior on the guy and never have been able to block. So you automatically fail blocking and anyway, but that, it's clear between that and the equipment in the deck that this is going to be some kind of blockier version of the Ravnos, which will be interesting because, everybody's been playing them as bleed, and I mean, the U.S. meta, I think, believes that the Ravnos bleed deck is probably the fastest and meanest bleed deck right now. With its Memory Rift combo that it just brings out minions. I know the Euros I know like to have more defense in there, and the US defenseless version is just a old school, I'm going left and I'm doing nothing else, and I'm playing what's in my hand and I'm going to move it all out. And they're fast and vicious. So it'll be good, I think, for the US particularly. I think, the Euro versions of that deck I've seen are a little more toolboxy with at least bleed defense and other things. But in the U.S., it's kind of been one flavor. And I think it'll be interesting to actually see folks using those defensive cards with the Ravnos, because I mean they have all of that animalism.
Yep.
They should be able to be good blockers, but the crypt is just so well constructed to be a great bleed deck that it's kind of hard to want to do something else. But yeah, like dog.
We are giving them we're giving
Yeah.
players a reason to play Ravnos in a different way.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's the great thing about what's been spoiled thus far, is you can already see different angles shaping up.
Honestly, I think you guys, by the way, have been doing a really good job of making it so that players get to see two directions in the decks that they so you're a base deck. A base deck is usually two half decks, and they get to kind of see which one teases their taste a little bit, and then the new blood decks kind of pick mostly a direction and kind of enhance that direction that may have been the lesser of the two in each starter. Is that basically the design? Because that's what it seems like, and it seems so far it's been good for teaching purposes.
And now just need to wait for the Ravnos political angle.
Yeah. It's happening. It will happen. I'm sure you guys are going to do it.
Salubri would be nice.
Salubri don't get into politics. That's not their thing. Don't try to talk to them.
No, they have already the guiding wisdom, so
that's a little different.
Of course they get politics.
But I do feel like the cards which are upcoming, which I do know, like the two we saw from Salubri, already help to give it a new angle instead of just grinder.
Yeah.
Which is what I do like. Like I would have liked to get the cards, to get to use the cards which are already spoiled, or which we do know, in the decks I've been playing. Like, and looking at the rest of the stuff, it feels the same. It's really a new angle for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ally centric Tzimisce deck is. I mean, well, that existed in the old, but there's not been a V5 version of that. So, that is going to be a new angle. That's between that and Path of Death and the Soul. Entrancement going to be valuable again.
Yeah.
It was one of the decks I could have played today was Toreador anti entrancement deck. It's my usual Toreador anti bleed deck, which usually packed from 16 to 10 entrancements, but now turned into a Path of Cathari deck with stealth, so it's more reliable.
Yeah.
So
I imagine
no embraces for the time being, because it's not a breed deck, but just art scam. You can unlock with forward momentum and then do your other thing, just bleed.
I'm assuming you've worked some enthrall into that version, of course, to keep the pace up.
Yeah, and keep bringing out vampires. Yeah, and yeah. And in that Mission New Blood deck, there's a special artwork coming up. We'll see soon enough. Maybe the last one to be spoiled.
Is it a player game?
Let's say it's a special one for several reasons.
Okay.
I think people will love it. Those are my expectations.
Is that one that you did, Inez, or was that something? The art was
this one I did. Yeah.
Okay.
how much do you enjoy getting to like flip over cards with your own art on them? Like, is that as good a feeling as sometimes I imagine that it would be?
Yes, it is. My first, I could have never imagined I would be doing what I'm doing right now at Black Chantry.
Mm-hmm.
I was a player at 1994, loving the game, and I couldn't imagine I would be doing art for the game. I started my first piece of artwork for VTES was Masai Blood Milk. It's a terrible card.
It's not a good card, that is correct.
And the second one was was it Gran Madre di Dio? And the third one was Claudio Severino at Tremere. And those were the cards I did for, or the artworks I did for White Wolf. And then the weekend stuff. And then had to create Black Chantry, and
and direct some art.
Yeah, it's I enjoy it very much, especially when I do cards like the one I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm. You keep this. All I now want to do is, and you now just told me I have to wait till eternity, basically.
Tell them it's redacted, then it's fine.
Yeah, once the card is revealed in its artwork, you'll see what I meant. I
need to get all 5 members of BCP saying the word, or is it 6? Is 5 or 6? Why do I always get this? 5. It is 5. I need to get all of you saying redacted in different things, then snip it, and then use that as my swear filter button.
Yeah, but doing the artwork for cards like Camarilla Conclave, for example, or Mythic Form.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot really commission. Yeah, I cannot really commission that to another artist because of the huge work it is to complete that. I mean, those artworks are very big in size, and especially the Camarilla Conclave have a lot of detail.
Yeah. From the seats in the back to every individual, you got the chandelier, you have to need the largest of the room.
It took me a few weeks. Whereas I normally can complete a portrait in two days, for example, and a library card depends, maybe a week at most. It depends on how many characters are in the artwork. Right, the more people, the more time, the longer it takes to complete.
Yeah. But it looks good. At some point, I have a playmat I need you to sign. So maybe I think in 2 years I'm doing to the EC. I don't think I'm making it to this year's, but plan is definitely 2027.
I don't think I can make it to this year's EC. Well, to the 2026 EC.
I mean, I'm talking 2027. So.
Yeah. Hopefully for the 2027.
I'll fund you if I need to. If that's the problem. Whatever it takes to get my signature.
Island. I live on an island surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea.
We can boats, planes, train. We can drive. We can get your car onto a boat and that boat onto a plane. I live in America. We'll figure out how to get you here with whatever you need.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, there's even an American base, military base. Well, not exactly a military base, sort of a military radar on our highest mountain.
See, there you go. I know somebody. I know a couple people in the military. We'll just make it happen. It seems like we're allowed to just use government funds over here for whatever we want anymore. So
yeah. So
You have to be in the
So-
government to do that, Steve.
My girlfriend is in the government, so I'll just have her pull a bunch of strings that she probably can't pull, but that doesn't stop anybody anymore anyway.
Yeah. It's a pity I cannot talk much about that card I mentioned.
Yeah.
It's
But
because there is more than what it meets the eye in it.
So, I guess what this means is after it's spoiled, we need to have another game so Hines can talk about the card.
I would love that.
is it self-explanatory?
The card is quite self-explanatory, but there is one thing that everybody will understand. Or maybe not everybody. Life is hard. Yes,
Yeah.
redacted.
It's like just a different topic.
Yes, please.
Sight Beyond Sight is the first card which has a burn option. Is that something you would redact, like just take it off, or do you want to have burn options in V5?
There will be a burn option. Well, burn option will be in V5 definitely because the card has burn option on it.
So you're not
a big issue. Not a big issue, just burn option, and it is the only one for the time being.
Besides wearing the word sight, will there be like another? Will the person wearing the sight shirt be citing something on their on some kind of document for if there's new art for this card? Will there be will they be doing it some sort of location? Some kind of site.
You need to...
Sorry, I'm referring to the old art where the woman has the word sight on her shirt, but it's the SITE. So there's 3 instances of sight here in each one. That I want that to continue, but be more meta. We need more sighting in the sight beyond sight beyond sight.
Well, the artwork is completely different from the previous one. Completely different. It's
okay.
Well, the old artwork was a little cartoony, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why we chose to replace it. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it very much, but it's not the type of artwork for V5 products.
Yeah, there is definitely a very clear change of direction in terms of art style, which I think is a good feel for the game.
For the orange second tradition artwork from the same from the same artist in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's entirely different. Entirely different.
The whole art, the style feels like more in sync with the other cards.
Yeah.
Well, the burn option being in V5, I think, like it's not very complex rule. It's not a lot of weight in that regard. It'll be interesting though if that opens up the design team to think about ways that burn option can be used to perhaps make corner case cards more playable. Figure out a way that burn option you could burn things to get them out when they're not useful, right? So cards
like Zilla's Valley.
I would think a little more like those real, like the edge case stuff. And one came to mind and then I just lost it. I was literally why I was saying what I was saying and then I lost it. Never mind.
So it's the design team has lots of levers that they can pull already, and they can always go back to the older rules, and now that burn option's definitely in, I mean that opens up some thoughts. I mean, as someone So always like the idea of burn option cards. Like they're definitely interesting to kind of smooth out some rough edges. I mean, they were introduced in Bloodlines for that particular reason, right? They smooth out the crypt mixing. So, but of course, then the counter was that you ended up with decks like Ben's Econo Ghoul, which burned option a bunch of stuff so that he could make, or and the other Twister deck where he burned option a bunch of stuff, and it was just like, okay, you made a rule and it gets exploited because these other vampires have specials that make that exploitable.
Yeah, that is particularly exploitable by ally decks who happen to have, which happen to have ally cards with the burn option, such as Treven Soft Food.
Yep. Beneficti.
Yeah.
And the Dobby Revenant, if you can use it for certain retainer cards, right?
Yeah.
Where it's retainer or ally. And yeah, those, all of those things, the new Psychophagia and what's the Death in the Soul variant of that? His name is
Putrescent. No, that's
yeah.
It's not Putrescent Servitude is the one that existed before.
No, that's not Putres. Sustenance. Putrescent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Putrescent Sustenance. Yeah.
Right. And those decks could easily put in any of the burn option allies as fodder, right? And so like it's always a trick. I mean, at this point, because we have burn option allies already, a new burn option ally really doesn't change the legacy format, but it would definitely change
V5,
the V5 format, right? Yeah. So like there's interesting impact there, right? When we think about the game, and we've been doing these V5, well, an interesting additional event today, but yes, but mostly V5 things. And it's interesting to see where some of those boundary lines get drawn, because things like the burn option allies aren't present. You can't use those cards in the same way that you could outside of V5, right?
When can you burn option the ally if it's in play?
Any unlock when you would not be otherwise eligible to play it. So if you have it in play, you cannot play it, and so you could burn option it. Yeah.
But like, if I recall correctly, the card being unique and in play doesn't enable you to just use the burn option.
I thought it would, because I thought it was you do not have the ability to play it. Or is it more? You
do not. The rule was if you do not control.
I mean, it meets the requirements.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a sticky rulebook change here that I think is worded in a way that was not meant to be worded, because it does actually kind of end up with Jan's interpretation with the current wording, which is not, I think, what Vincent meant to do. And he has made a comment on the forum, I believe, that it's intended to have the original behavior.
Okay.
Because yes, if you read it as written, it does feel like, oh, I've already got one in play. Like Tattoo Signal, I have no guys that can play Tattoo Signal because I'm only allowed to have one on a Seraph. I can't play it. And so the wording, I think that is an area where the rulebook needs cleanup for the next version. And I know that Vincent had made some comments on it because it did not turn out the way he wanted. Really wish he were here today to talk about that. But it's, you need to, if you don't control the vampires that could play it, then you can burn it. But yeah, if you already have a copy in play, then that's not an excuse, unless you got that copy in play because you're using Matahari, and she's not the clan anyway. But this is V5. Matahari doesn't exist, so
Yeah, and I think a vampire like her should that special shouldn't return.
That special specifically, no. I like the idea of vampires that can play outside of things. One of the things I think is the biggest complaint you hear from the naysayers of the V5 format is that idea that, like, well, now other clans can't get access to obtenebration or necromancy or these other fringe things that are now clan gated. But it's theoretically still possible to gain access to those discipline concepts effectively. But I at least I think, right? Am I remembering that right? The V5, the current V5 iteration of Masquerade.
How's that working?
Maybe not. Maybe that has not been talked about yet.
Confused what your point is.
So the idea is that, like, right now, in older things, you could have, for example, a follower of a set that has necromancy. As it is now, you can't really have a follower of a set that has necromancy, because necromancy is sort of locked behind the Hecata.
Yeah.
True necromancy. You have the Oblivion stuff, but that seems to be tied more to wraiths than it does to zombies.
Mean you want to talk about that V5 vampires which have the ability to play old cards would open up more deck building options?
No. What I'm saying is, go ahead.
I think what you're saying is, now that we have both clan and discipline locked cards, just tossing a skill card doesn't open up all of the possibilities of the discipline like it used to.
Correct.
Right? Like, if I toss a necromancy card on a V5 vampire, they can go and play all of the necromancy stuff. Right?
Whereas now there's a lot more clan gating where I have to have the clan in addition to also having the discipline, which even further gates away crossover. And I don't think that the full range of crossover is great. I've argued the other way multiple times, that, like, after a while it starts to feel like, okay, how many disciplines are going to have to exist for all these things to happen? But it does seem like I don't want what I'm basically saying, and I think we've already seen a little bit of it, is I don't want to see vampires that can't cross over into places they're not supposed to just because of clan. But I don't want that to be so proliferated that clan doesn't matter anymore either.
Well, I just don't want vampires which need a ton of rulings to function. Like, nothing against Matahari in special, but just
Matahari's not even the bad one, right? It's the, what is it? Is he Tremere anti-Tribu? Tremere? The one that can play one time anything that has a requirement that...
Oh, that's Toreador.
Yeah. I've played him before. Yeah. I'm looking him up.
It's Vidal something.
There you go.
I think it's yeah, he wasn't even reprinted in the Keepers decks because BCP didn't want to have to deal with that. And I mean, he still exists in the game. Because I was in a period where I was away from the game, I actually own no copies of that guy because I didn't get any from Keepers. Yeah, I remember when Keepers came out and that guy was missing, and it was, we're going to find a wording for this vampire that makes sense. It's now almost 10 years later, and we're still waiting on that wording. I think it's probably fine. He's not really tearing up the meta.
No.
But he does get the ability to play Path of Death and the Soul cards now that don't, I mean, that's, or he could do a Cane Rush, right? Once. So.
Yeah.
And that sort of vampires limit design to some degree.
Yeah.
Because you really need to, the new cards really need to pass the Matahari and that guy's test.
Yeah.
Or Vlad Tepes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Vlad's a particularly difficult too, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he has some rulings.
Yeah, that guy might have a few.
Oh yeah. Plenty.
Well, I'm gonna need to hop off. It was wonderful
Yeah.
playing with you guys again.
Same.
Thanks for the afternoon chat.
Absolutely. Thank you.
See you guys later.
Yep.
See you soon.
Good night, all. I might as well just end it here.
Bye-bye.
So.